In the previous video tutorial, I showed you how to create a list, what a list is, explained about the index, the number that relates to each item in the list. Obviously they're all separated by commas as well, each item, and showed you how to sort of manipulate them. So we output some things there, like, so list item 2, because remember it starts at 0, is Rachel, and we can do that, and we can output some stuff. Okay, bit like variables, but split up. That was another thing I said. So just ignoring this for a minute, we want to look at an idea called a two-dimensional list. So that's a list made of lots of lists. So I'm going to actually delete this for a second and say, we say Ross is Ross Geller. So the first item here is we call it Ross as well. So we're going to output Ross 0 and Ross 1. So what I can print here is both his first name and his surname. Right. Or I can just print his surname. So Ross item 1, which is that, is Geller. Okay, so what if I wanted to have a list of all the friends characters with their first name and their surname? So I'll do another one here just to show you. So a bit of space there. This is really pushing the envelope for my spelling here. I think it's buffet, as in like a buffet. So I think we'll try that. I'm probably wrong, but buffet, like a sort of more francophone sort of word. Okay, and we have Joey. I forgot Joey's name now. I'll just put Matt LeBlanc if I need to. We'll put Rachel and then Green. It's been years since I've watched this TV show. Okay, I'm just going to do three items. So each of those we can agree is a separate list. We've got 1, 2, 3. Alright, and remember I want you typing this along with me. Now, I could put them all into one giant list, which we call a 2D list, because there's 2 dimensions to it. So we've got, before it, we're going to put friends equals. And just around that, I'm going to put 2 square brackets. So I'm going to put those there and those there. All right. And now, if you notice that each item in these smaller lists is separated by a comma, well, because each of these lists is now an item in the larger list called friends, we need to separate those by commas. So that's what we call a 2-dimensional list. And if you had a list inside of each of these as well, it'd be called a 3-dimensional list. It goes on and on and on. It's just multi-dimensional lists. So if I just print friends at the moment, I'll end up with a whole lot. There you go. Okay. If I print friends 1, I'm going to get Phoebe Buffet. Yeah. If I print friends 1, 0, so the first item within friends 1, so this is friends 1 here, isn't it, obviously. If I type 0 to get the first item, that's what happens. Now if there was a list inside of this as well, I could put a third set of square brackets. So these little extra square brackets now help us go into the level. Alright, we'll just do this for the sake of it. So I'm going to put that, and I'm going to put smelly and cat. If you've never seen Friends, you're wondering what on earth am I talking about, but it will make sense. If I do that now, and I put 1, it should say cat. No, it doesn't. Where have I gone wrong with this? Right, 1, 2 and 1. Okay, cat. So item 1, which is the second in, because obviously the first in is 0. There's a list within that, so item, I've said 2, which is 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, sorry, and that's the list there. And I've said item 1 of the list, which is the word cat. So you see that? So it's multi-dimensional. If you keep embedding more and more and more lists and things like that inside of a list, you just got to make sure you add more of these little bits of square brackets. So 1, item 1 within the big list, 2, item 2 within that mini list, and 1, item 1 of the smaller list. Goes on and on and on and on. And Smelly Cat, by the way, is the name of a song she allegedly wrote in the TV show. Okay, so we'll leave it at that for now. You've got item 1 and item 2. So if I want to do that, friends item 1, item 2, and I'm going to put a comma there, and I'm going to put this one here, put 1 there, I'm going to put 0 there because there's no more in item 2. So that will give me Phoebe's full name, Phoebe Buffet. I've accessed item 1, which is the second one in, and then I've put item 0 within that sublist, which is Phoebe, and then I've done it again for this bit of code here, item 1, and then item 1. So that's what each separate value stands for. Okay, that is how to access a two-dimensional list. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to take bits from a two-dimensional list, i.e. my deck of cards, and put them into another small list of another two-dimensional list, a list of small lists, in order to create the hand that each player is going to have within the game of blackjack. Okay, so we'll leave it there because we've had about 6 minutes.